What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a news roundup for Monster Hunter. Now normally this would cover miscellaneous news for Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter World Iceborne and Monster Hunter Rise, but there is no news for Monster Hunter World or Iceborne this week. Instead it's all focused on Monster Hunter Rise. So let's get into this. Reminder, this is for the week starting the 21st of January 2022. Now a quick reminder that Monster Hunter Rise has been out on PC for a week now, and whilst they've had a chunk of additional content, they're not quite up to date with Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch yet. And unfortunately, as of this week, there have been no additional event quests or challenge quests added to Monster Hunter Rise on PC. Additionally, for the PC version of Monster Hunter Rise, the game has received a patch 3.6.1.1, which is kind of a small patch, but it's important as it addresses a save bug issue that was present in the game. The patch unfortunately doesn't change anything else to do with the game, it simply exists to fix this issue. But Monster Hunter Rise on Switch has had a ton of new event quests and more added. These of course can all be claimed from the Courier Palico found in the centre of Komura Village and go into add-on content. But what have we got this week? Well, first of all we have a new Palico, which can be obtained via the add-on content and then go into the Buddy Plaza and go into Hire Special Buddy. This Palico, known as Meow Limit, is a blue furball who is exceedingly good when it comes to healing and defense. So don't forget to claim it if you want it. But what else have we got? Now the main event this week is the introduction of the USJ collaboration event with Monster Hunter Rise. Now USJ stands for Universal Studios Japan, which Monster Hunter are always collaborating with, and they've had event quests as well as armor, layered armor and weaponry in multiple installments of Monster Hunter, and now it's made its way to Monster Hunter Rise. But what does it involve and what can we get? Well, first of all, there are two event quests involved in this collaboration event. The first is a Rampage event quest known as Usj Azuros Onslaught, which has us taken on a rampage hunt that involves an Apex Azuros. It's a 7-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 8 or above as well. It's not the most difficult to be honest, although it is a rampage hunt, so it can take a little bit of time. But regardless, there isn't anything too special about the actual hunt itself, but as a result of completing the hunt, you'll get special materials known as Azure Era Seals, to which you can take them to the Buddy Smith to craft the Azure Era Palico or Palamute armors, or alternatively you can craft their layered armors. In total though, you're going to need 5 Azure Era Seals to craft both the Azure Era armor for your Palico and Palamute, as well as the layered armor versions as well. So you may have to do the Rampage event quest a few times. Now the other event quest that is part of the USJ collaboration event is USJ Shrine Showdown, a 7-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 8 or above, and it has players taking on a Tetranodon, Almudron and Magnamalo in the Shrine Ruins. Now there isn't anything too special about the monsters, it's a straightforward marathon hunt, but for completing the hunt you'll get special materials known as Azure Era Gems. These could be taken to the smithy to craft armor, weaponry and layered armor. Now what can you craft? Well, much like the previous USJ collaboration events with previous Monster Hunter games, you can craft a longsword known as the Azure Starblade. This is a water element longsword that has high affinity and decent sharpness, low raw attack though, but it's not bad if you want a water element longsword. And you can also craft a USJ bow known as the Worm Bow or Azure Era Soaring Dragon. This again is a water element bow with decent affinity, okay raw attack for a bow at least. It has the recovery arc shots and all its arrows are spread arrows. In fact, most of you know I favour the bow, and I can say that this is probably one of the best water bows out there, especially if you don't mind using spread arrows. But what about the armour? Well, once again under the special tab, you can create the Azure Age armour. This will be familiar to anyone who took part in the USJ collaboration event back in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. But the armor set itself has maxed out constitution, a decent amount of water attack, some weakness exploits, some critical element, quick sheath and focus. These skills definitely benefit longsword players and bow players. In fact, it's going to be interesting to see what mix sets people can come up with utilising the various armor pieces. But for a full armor set, I doubt it's going to be the most useful. But thankfully, we can craft the Azure Age layered armor set, so we can still wear our mix sets whilst wearing the full USJ armor. Unfortunately though, you're going to need a lot of materials to craft everything for your hunter from this collaboration event. In fact, you're going to need 16 Azure Era Gems to craft both the weapons or the armor and the layered armor. So in order to get everything, you have to do this event quest quite a few times. But that can be reduced, especially if you don't use the bow or longsword and the skills on the armor don't interest you and you simply want the layered armor. But what else have we got this week? Well, we have 2 more event quests we need to cover. The next event quest is known as Wrestling with Payne, a 5-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 4 or above, and has players taking on an Azuros and Tetranodon in the Infernal Springs. Now, there doesn't seem to be anything too special about this event quest, in all honesty, although both the monsters seem to be on the larger size, so they may be gold crowns. But for completing the event quest once, you'll get a new pose set, the Sit Pose set, so it's worth doing this event quest at least once to get the new poses. Now, the other event quest, though, is another challenge event quest, Apex Diablos Emergency, a 7-star high rank quest that requires hunters to be hunter rank 8 or above. Now, this is pretty much the same as all the other Apex Emergency event quests, where we take on a beefed up version of Apex Diablos in the Sandy Plains. Unfortunately, there isn't anything too special about rewards for completing this quest, but you definitely get bragging rights for bringing down this tough challenge. Like I've said when covering previous Apex Emergency event quests, the challenge is nice, although it feels a little bit artificial, and it's not a mandatory hunt. Because you don't really get any tangible rewards for completing it, you don't have to stress yourself out if you don't want to do it. But that's about it for all the new event quests. Obviously, the Universal Studios Japan collaboration event is the main event of this week, as it adds new armor to the game and weapons, so I'm going to be farming that. The introduction of Apex Diablos brings a new challenge to hunters who are at endgame, so there's plenty to do. Hopefully we'll get more weeks like this, where there's more than just one event quest added, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll also bring you updates as well when the PC version starts getting new event quests, so don't forget to check back. But what are your overall thoughts on these new event quests? Please leave a comment down below, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you news roundup for Monster Hunter Rise. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.